So I went and broke it. I didn't even use it a half hour and I broke it. You know?
Yeah.
Boy.
That's what happens when the girls aren't running the stuff.
Yeah. I guess.
Those are the boys broke stuff today. Exactly.
Well, today is the day. We are gonna start with putting some seedings in. Mike is running the offset disc right now. Charlotte's going over with a pickup. Mike's got a stone caught in the disc, or in the duals on the tractor. Sarah's got 9620 with a new Terradisc. Andrew's heading over the stone wagon. I'm going to be taking a couple of skid steers over. We're going to start picking stone and fitting ground for the grain drill. Then we'll go over with the grain drill. Probably won't be till tomorrow. And start putting some alfalfa seeds in the ground. We usually don't seed in the spring, but this one particular farm, it's real stony. We would have put wheat on it and then seeded it down this summer, but we didn't get a chance to get wheat in last fall, and we figured we would try to get it seeded this spring. And if it didn't work this spring, we were going to wait until August. But we've got a little break in the weather, a little too cold to plant any corn yet. We got the other crew working on getting manure out. We've done a little chisel plowing so far, but not much. So we'll get after it here. We've got 2 rock picking stone skid steers on there. And we'll head on over to the field. Well, we are on location. Andrew's backing the first skid steer off. Andrew, Sarah, and Charlotte are gonna start in picking. I've got to set the settings on that thing yet. I'm gonna do that quick, but as you can see, we've got a lot of big stone in here. So it's about 55 degrees or so. We probably will eventually take those front windows off the skid steers. But for now, we'll want to leave them on there. We'll take them off once it gets a little warmer. You won't have to go and take one off yourself. All right, so I guess Andrew isn't going to drive that one off.
You can do it, Terry.
Side unload? You want to side unload? Would you side unload or what? No? You want me to drive it off?
You just drive forward.
No, but if I go, okay, I'd somehow mess it up and I'd go off the side.
It's got tracks, Charlie. You'd go off the side.
But I've done more impressive stuff, okay?
It's so funny.
Make
when
sure you
men
close
are
that
in
door.
skid steers, yeah. Oh, it might not actually close. He might be trapped in there now. Look, Andrew's already got a full bucket load. He went and stole the rock that you called.
No, I call the one in the middle. That one's nice and beefy. You see that thing?
Don't point it out. He'll go get it.
See, right now, I'd go off the side. Or I'd somehow not.
Oh, yeah, that is kind of scary, isn't it?
It's like a roller coaster.
Boys do it.
He found a golf ball.
Oh! Now we're gonna have to bleep that out. Golf ball.
Only
That's
sport
one
you
way
do.
to do it.
Here's your titty ball.
They're touching each other.
Don't be beating up your sister now.
It never works, you know this.
All right, so we're gonna get this truck out of the field. We got a big booger way over there. And generally this end is stony, and then the whole, just about the whole rest of the field is stony. So I'll get this trailer moved, you guys can start in, and I'll get to setting that. Alright, they've skimmed a few of these stones off. And then we have to set some hydraulic pressures on this here, so we need to figure out how to do that. And then once these guys get a little bit of this picked, we can go ahead and disc some with it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get this thing unfolded. And then we've got to set the pressures accordingly here. Get that guy down, and we've got to do a couple of things to set the pressure here. All right, so I believe that we have our settings set to where we want them. Now we're just going to run this. I don't know if I'm going to be good enough to thread this needle, but we're going to give her a try. Alright, let's see what this has got. See if we can get it between the wagon and the property line. Oh boy, we're gonna be close. We're gonna be close. Wow. Wow, as long as Charlotte doesn't run into us, we're gonna look like a good operator here. All right. Let's get out into the open. Give her all what for. Andrew, he actually wants to run this, and we're gonna let him run this once we get it broke loose here. Let's see what this has got here. All the way down, and that's about all it wants. 7.5 miles an hour. So we're way aggressive, way more aggressive than we need to be. So what we're going to do now, as we get to the end of the field, we're going to pick that up out of the ground some. It's basically set for ground that has not had any tillage done. And being that this has already been offset disced, we won't need to have this set too aggressive. And of course we're not doing any auto steering, we're not doing any steering either, so we're just kind of letting the tractor do its thing. other side of this farm over on our right hand side is real stony. This is the best part of this field right here. It's of course stony by the road as well. So when the conditions are right, this tool will require a lot of horsepower. This company at one time, they were talking about making a 40-foot Terradisc. However, they never moved that way. This is a 33-footer. So we've got a lot of dirt coming over that front row of discs. Therefore, we know at this point that we're burying it way deeper than we need to do. Way deeper. So we'll go ahead and set some shims in, and we'll be back at you here in a minute. Alright, so we're just adjusting the height on how far these discs will go in the ground. I've got both of those cylinders set. We're starting out with 3 shims going in, and then we put 3 shims in on our gauge wheel, and then we crank this transport wheel assembly up to 3 as well. So we'll just open up this cover, pull our thing back here, and put 3 in. So we've got this side done. Now we'll just walk on over to the other side. I do have an Earl leak here. I tried tightening it and it is tight enough. So I would suspect we've got one of them goofy washers in there that's got rubber in the middle of it that has failed already. And they did, the salesman told me they did upgrade something on here to where the stones couldn't come in and grab a fitting on here. Sarah recognized that, but I of course have not. But at any rate, we'll get this other side set, and then we'll get down the other end of the field here. So we want to pull this pin out, shove in 3 of these guys. One-handed is awesome. We want to get our holes lined up there. Come on. Okay, so that gauge wheel is done. Well, I better go back to our end one there. 1, 2, 3. And we got one more. Let's pull our tape off our light here. Yeah. All right, so we've got our pressures set as well. There's a couple of different ball valves on the back of this hitch assembly. So we've got a gray set of hoses that'll set the pressures for the wings and the amount of pressure that gets put on the packers. So we'll see how this responds to this setting. We aren't as aggressive as we once were. It's pulling a lot easier and it's doing just as good of a job as it was with it setting all the way down. We just did not need to be set as aggressive as we were, being that this has already been turned over. Rate 8 miles, 7.5 miles an hour without any struggle. I should come over and knock that tree down. Branches are encroaching on us a little bit. We want to make sure we leave the neighbor's fence all up and intact. I don't know if I have my internal GPS coordinates set for 30-foot width or not. Usually I'm used to 40. Get into that corner and get that a little more gooder next time around here. I was thinking about bringing the backhoe over, digging out some rock over here. I kind of want to get to the road. Yeah, they did get that big one right there that I was worried about. Alright, I don't really want to drive in this mud puddle. That'll get me all sorts of dirty like. So we're just going to kind of back up here. Hold that corner in. We're not doing the bestest of jobs, and that we're holding this camera, but I think you guys get the idea here as to what we're doing. Looks like Sarah's doing a little hand picking. Looks like Charlotte on that skid steer, and oh, we got a back panel moving on us here. Better address that or she'll be dropping it. Alright, so we're gonna go fix that panel, and we'll come back at you in a little while here. Alright, so we are now over here with the backhoe. I dug some rocks out. I mainly come over here to help with digging out embedded rock. But what I started with is I scratched that wet hole right there because it's so hard from the compaction that the water doesn't want to leave the field. It just wants to pond up there and down there. So I was working down there. I've got a little bit left to do. We'll video some of that. We've got our mechanic over here looking for more hydraulic certificates, points and whatever.
You gotta get them while they can.
Yeah, that's right. So what I did, and I didn't video any of this, I took this fitting out right here and I switched it with the other side, and I thought it was maybe a fitting, but it's actually the cylinder itself. So Kaz is going to get us another cylinder. We're going to take this off, or Christian's going to take this off, and we'll get another one on there in the morning. So it is what it is, but something happened to the bore on that guy and she's mucho no good, so he's going to go ahead and get it off in there. All right, we managed to get that cylinder off in there without you getting an oil bath.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, you got a little bit of Earl on you. Well, I'm gonna go back and try to dry up them wet holes, but the water is starting to dissipate. I don't know where them skid steers are. They must be way over there. But we got some rocks that we're getting out here. You see that?
You gonna start moving forward?
I should. Yeah.
Very rocky ground where...
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming over.
No problem.
Yep. Well, believe it or not, that's starting to dry out pretty good. I'll have to get in there and work it a little bit, and it'll dry up even more. Andrew was over here with what did he come over here with? He came over here with a chisel plow, and he scratched up all this area right here where they were driving with the manure spreaders. They had the frac tank set up right there, and initially when they started over here, that was the travel, that was the direction that they traveled here, and it just packed the ground down so much that this water doesn't want to leave. And it's starting to. I gotta paw this little spot here, but I've pawed from all the way here all the way down through, and a lot of that water is left, but it is, the ground is really hard there. You guys are going to be able to see, but I'll show you something anyways. Just take a little bit out, put it right back. Just dip the bucket down in there, break it up. Rock underneath that spot. See if we can go after that. Basically what we're doing is just scratching the ground, digging down in, creating areas for that Walter to run to. And then we've got a little bit left to do over here on our right hand side, and then that'll do it for this area. Give it a couple of days and then try to work the disc in there, work it back and forth, and that dirt should dry out. But it is hard, really hard. Alright, so we've got some big buggers that we have dug out here. And this one here, I just happened to be able to get into the backhoe bucket. I didn't think the skid steer would lift it. So we'll dump this guy in there very carefully. Alright, so we've got a bunch of them to pick up. we're gonna call it a night. Pick some stone already today, huh? What are you thinking about this picking stone stuff, huh?
It gets my anger out.
Get your anger out?
Yeah.
You don't have no anger, do you?
Oh, trust me. Yeah, she does. I just see her in that skid steer when there's a big rock and it just...
Look at how dusty you are. So, Andrew, he did a window delete on his. He went to shut the damn thing and it broke. And he was running a wheeled machine. And Charlotte was running the track machine. The AC working that track machine?
Oh, yeah.
It does?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Huh?
All right. Well, we'll be back at her tomorrow. With that being said, that is gonna do it for this one. We should be able to get a cylinder here tomorrow for this Terradisc. So I went and broke it. I didn't even use it a half hour and I broke it. You know?
Yeah.
Boy.
That's what happens when the girls aren't running the stuff.
Yeah. I guess.
Those are the boys broke stuff today.
Exactly.
Would you look at
All right. Well, we got Andrew's door stuff in the cab. We'll throw that in the truck. I'm going to bring that other truck back in the field here. All right. All right. That is going to do it. And we will catch you guys at the next one. These spots here are, the water's leaving. Tomorrow it'll probably be gone altogether.